What's up, family? This is yours, Mugi, and welcome back to Mugi's Corner. And this is yours,
Dwight.
All right, so Dwight's been on the channel before, and much respect to you for coming back on. So, in today's video, Dwight is going to be rating Ugandan cities and towns, and he's going to tell us which one would he rather live in, or which one is the best city to live in as an American or as an immigrant in Uganda in general. All right, Dwight, are you ready?
Let's do it.
So I know that you've been in a few cities in Uganda, from Central, Kampala, the Western, Mbarara, and which one else have you been to? Anyway, let's start the rating. Okay, which one shall we start with? I think let's start with the ones you have visited the most. Okay, and then run it down to the ones that you.
Well, are we doing a scale of 1 to 10 or?
I think so. Yeah, 1 to 10 is fair.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being of course extremely desirable to live in, 1 being not so desirable. I've lived in Jinja, I've lived in Kampala, and I've visited other cities around, but I keep on returning to Jinja because it has all the amenities that I need in one small area. It is a city, but it's like a cross between a city and a town. So on a rating of 1 to 10, I guess I'm biased towards Jinja. I would rate that as a good 8.
Yeah, to be honest with me, to be honest, I think I highly rate Jinja because when I moved here, I would say 9 years ago from school, I didn't want to go back to Kampala, where I had lived almost all my entire life before moving to Jinja. So I agree with you because Jinja is really desirable, not just to me, but I guess to so many other people. Let's run down to the next city.
Yeah, I've also visited Soroti. Soroti is also a nice town, nice city. I'd rate that as that's a good 7. That's not a bad city to live in. It is a little far, but it has some close amenities that could suit a foreigner like myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been to Soroti too, and yeah, Soroti is good, organized, simple living, simple city, small town, small city, and no rush about it. Next city, Dwight.
Okay, so I was in Wakiso.
Wakiso.
Wakiso,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like a rural type of setting. It's not really a city, but where to rate that, I'd probably rate that a 4. But it is a quiet area, but it's very undeveloped, and it's hard to find a lot of the basic amenities and necessities. But you can find them, but you just have to travel a little bit in order to get them.
Yeah, Wakiso is mostly residential, is it?
Yeah, you have a lot of farmland and some residential, but in terms of grocery stores and shops, there are very few.
Okay. So 4 for Wakiso, right there. And next one.
So I've also lived in Entebbe. That was actually the first city I lived in when I first came to Uganda about 3 or so years ago. And actually it was about 4 years ago now. And now Entebbe is a nice little town. It does have a lot of traffic. It's very busy. In terms of living, there are a few grocery stores, shopping malls, and a lot of little local venues where you can buy arts and crafts. So I can rate that about a 7 in terms of living. It's a nice little town, and you would feel cozy there as a foreigner.
It's airport city as well.
Yes, it's very close to the airport. So if you're concerned about getting to the airport on time, having lived in that location, you would be more suited of catching your flight because it's not too far from the airport. You don't have to worry about traffic as much.
Uh-huh. Next city, so 7 for Entebbe,
7 for Entebbe.
for the airport city, right? Njeru.
So in Njeru,
Njeru, yeah, just outside
Njeru,
Jinja.
it's also a small town. It doesn't have a lot in the way of grocery stores, but what it does have is quietness. So if you like the rural setting, nice and quiet, then I would rate that as a 5. It's fairly secure. There's a lot of there's a couple schools there and a police station. And if you want to walk around and enjoy the nature, then Njeru is okay. I would rate Njeru about a 4.5.
4.5 for Njeru.
Yeah.
On the other note, you're a guy who has been around the world. All right. Now, let's talk about some of the cities that you've been to in African countries. Which other African country have you been to? And the cities there. Well, what do you have to, tell the viewers about those cities?
Well, my experience is kind of limited to Uganda. Though I have visited the countries like Rwanda,
Yeah.
I remember going outside the airport and I stayed there for a few hours and it was pretty busy, it was pretty modern, and it was very clean. So if you go to Rwanda, you'll find that their game when it comes to cleanliness is on par.
And that's Kigali.
That's Kigali, yes.
Yeah, Kigali. Yeah. See, there's a lot of pictures I see. I would like to visit Kigali. I've only been in the airport. I didn't get a chance to go outside. But is Kigali highly rated in terms of what we see on the internet, or is it really up to what we see?
I would say that it's really highly rated. I was very impressed. It was very secure. It was very clean. The buildings were modern. They didn't have a lot of scanty buildings. I think that out of a scale of 1 to 10, I would rate that as a 9.
Wow, Kigali 9. So the word I wanted to use is overrated. Is Kigali overrated from what I see on in the pictures and all over the internet? The nice buildings, the clean roads, a lot of nice stuff being said about Kigali. Is it overrated, guys who have been to Kigali? I've never been there. It's just a question. Dwight clearly rates it very highly, 9 out of 10. So big up Kigali and big up all the people who visited Kigali. We'll appreciate if you're able to let us know what you think about Kigali.
I've also lived in Kampala, but specifically Shitentali. What I like, and also I've lived in Mienga, just as I remember. Now, Mienga is a nice town or nice city. It is a little bit pricey. They do have some amenities, but a lot of things I find is within walking distance. But it is a place where if you want to exercise, they got a lot of hills and valleys, and you could exercise, and a lot of people are very active on the streets. So I think that Mienga is a nice town, nice city to live in. Also, Shitentali. Shitentali is a little bit on the, I would say on the rough side, but it's still okay. As a foreigner, I love the natural beauty of Uganda nevertheless. What I like about living in Shitentali is that they have this store called Port Bell Supermarket, and it's like a little city that has so many things that I like, and it's like a one-stop shop. So,
before you forget, give us your rating of
so the rating
Mienga.
on Mienga would be a good 7.
All right.
Yeah, and the rating on Shitentali would be a 6.5.
Okay. Let's proceed to the next one.
Now, I haven't lived in too many other cities, but I've visited places like Mbale and Binko and some of the ones that I don't remember.
I think you've been to Mbarara too.
Mbarara, yes. Mbarara.
Yeah, in the western part of the country.
Yeah, and that's a pretty progressive area. I would rate that, not that I've lived there, but I visited a few times. I'd rate that city as a good 7 also. They're also pretty good.
What about Kampala in general, the metropolitan Kampala?
Okay, so general, Kampala is pretty big.
Yep.
I would rate Kampala in terms of living, not necessarily downtown, but in general, Kampala would be like I'm hesitant to say 8, but it has a lot of amenities and it's pretty comprehensive. So I would say that it's a good city to live in if you're outside, but not necessarily inside the city. But I would give it an 8 also. So it's comparable to Jinja, only Jinja is more quiet and compact.
Nice one. What about you haven't been to Gulu?
I haven't been to Gulu.
Okay. What about other cities like Masaka?
Been to Misese. So Misese is part of Jinja.
Yeah, Masese is Jinja.
And once you come to Jinja, you'll find the different areas around, and there's a lot of things to do. What I like about Misese is that we can go there and have fried fish right by Lake Victoria, and it's a nice, quiet environment. It's cozy, and you can have an intimate setting.
Okay, all right. So is that it?
That's about it that I have visited so far that I can really comment in good faith about.
Okay, so did you tell us which one which one of those cities would you recommend, or is more friendly as a non-Ugandan?
Well, from my experience, I like Jinja because it's more progressive. Actually, it's more cozy, and you can find many things in one place. And there is some hustle and bustle, but not as much as Kampala. And you can find most of the things that you want here. So I would recommend to come to Jinja as a foreigner, to come to Jinja to relax, and just to have the Uganda experience.
And also the multicultural society is a lot of non-Ugandans living here as well. Okay, that's also another thing about Jinja. So guys, if you've been to any of the cities in Uganda, tell us what your ratings of those cities are, and let us know if you agree with Dwight's rating of the cities which he has rated. Thank you so much for watching this video, and be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, click the notification so that you never miss a video. Peace, love, and we're out.